Here's our last type of factoring a quadratic. This is when I have a quadratic with a negative and a negative. This is type 4, negative, negative. So one of the problems that I'm going to do today, my example is going to be 3x squared minus 7x minus 40. You see this has the negative and the negative, so this is a type 4. I'm going to go through my same steps every time. Step 1, make a roof. So now 3 times 4 is going to be 120. So now step 2, factor said roof. 120, go ahead, factor it. This one's not so bad. I actually did this one in my head. Instead of using the internet, I have 120, 2, 60, 3 and 40, 4 and 30, 5 and 24, 6 and 20, and 8 and 15. So we're done factoring. Step 3. Step 3, I'm on type 4. I'm going to get a hint. A hint for step 3. My hint is that I'm going to subtract these factors to find the middle. All right, so I'm looking for a 7. Which of these is going to give me a 7? Well, 30 minus 4 is not going to give it to me. 40 minus this, not going to give it. None of these are going to work. Let's try a low number. What's 15 minus 7? Ooh, that's 7. But what do I want? I want a negative 7. So I'm going to have to take 8 minus 15, and that will give me negative 7. Notice that this small number is positive, big number is negative, so that's going to be the rest of my hint. Small number is always positive. Big number is always negative. So what that means is I'm going to go ahead and split this up. 8 and 15. They're both going to have x's, and then I'm going to decide which one's positive, negative. Well, my rule says the small one is going to be positive, so that guy's positive. The big one, which is 15, is going to be negative. Copy down the rest. I have a 3x squared. Step 3 is completely finished now. Step 4, group and factor. Group, group, plus, now I need a factor. Can't take anything out of 3 and 8, so I'm just going to take an x. So I have an x outside. I'm going to still have my 3x and my 8. Here, I can take a negative 5 from both. So what I'm going to get is a negative 5 outside. 15 divided by 5, that's 3x. And then here, I'm going to have plus 8. Let's check. Step 4, done. Is this the same? Yes, it's the same, so I'm good. So let's go ahead and write it once. 3x plus 8. Okay, now what's left over? This x and this negative 5. So now I have an x minus 5. Boom, finished. Beautiful. Step 5 says check by distributing. So I take 3x into x, that gives me 3x squared. 3 times negative 5 gives me negative 15x. 8 times x gives me plus 8x. And 8 times negative 5 gives me negative 40. These like terms, what's a negative 15 and a positive 8 give me? Ooh, positive 8, negative 15. I've already made it, so it's going to come out and give me the right answer. And that is how you factor every different type.